Greetings everyone, Brett here with Hammerhead Model Making, and we are at the Rocky Mountain Hobby Expo. And I am here with Scott Gentry, one of the organizers here, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about what it is.
Yeah, thanks Brett. Well, here at the Rocky Mountain Expo, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build a different experience for model shows. As opposed to kind of your traditional IPMS or AMP show, we want to give people a different experience. I've been to MMSI, and there's MFCA, there's a lot of other shows that use different formats, and rather than a competition, a model competition, we kind of consider this as a juried exposition. We don't break models up into categories. We have models that are separated by modelers, and what we do is we do everything we can to encourage conversation and collaboration between modelers, people that come from all over the country to come meet each other and say, hey, how did you do that? Or hey, how can I learn how to do that? That's our goal. We really want to give people a place where we talk and we have a good time and we laugh and don't get so maybe caught up in the modeler on modeler competition. It's just a different approach. You know, we're not saying one's maybe necessarily better than others, and there hasn't been a show kind of like this format out here in the Western United States, and we're really honored. We have modelers here from Canada, we have modelers from Texas, we have modelers from New York and Pennsylvania and Maryland and California, and it's just been incredible. And then we've got, of course, guys like you that are a little bit more local but have channels, and it gives us all a chance to meet and really inspire each other and get us fired up for what we do.
Yeah, well, the turnout here has been great this year.
Oh,
I mean, just
fantastic! Yeah,
I was hearing like maybe 600 models.
Yeah,
on the tables.
actually more than that. Just about somewhere between 600 and 700, which is about double what we did last year.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Well, thank you, Scott, and we'll go ahead and take a look around the hall, but appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brett.
Okay.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. I wanted to quickly apologize in advance for some of the audio issues later on in the video. I was doing some interviews and there was a lot of ambient noise in the expo hall, and my microphones weren't quite working out how I was expecting them to, so some areas might be a little difficult to hear, but I promise I will do better next year. Now enjoy the video.
My name is Martin Drayton. Online I'm known as MD Scale Models, that's EMDEE Scale Models. I'm a COVID modeler, so I modeled a bit as a kid, had 45 years off, and during COVID had nothing to do, was at home. My wife remembered I made kits, so she bought me one, built that, had fun, built a tank, and thought it looked odd just sitting on its own, so I googled how to build dioramas, and this is the result. So I'm mostly armor now, but I did do an aircraft vignette here. It's a German FW190D, plane that I really like. Decided to do it in a crash scenario so I can use some of my armor weathering skills or practice. This one came about because we went to Vegas to the competition last year, and at Battlefield Vegas they had a Sherman tank that was kitted out from the Pacific, and they have cages on them, spikes and all sorts of things, and it fascinated me, so I decided to do a diorama. But I was aware that there weren't many tank battles in the Pacific in World War II, so I actually looked it up and found it on Saipan. The Japanese did a Banzai attack with these Seahar tanks against Shermans and Marines with bazookas, with an obvious result. And this is showing a cameraman filming a couple of guys who are showing that they were part of the people that beat them, and then some other Marines in the background just marching along. Another one that I just did recently, I've called this Wasted Lives, and I'm very much fascinated by the end of World War II in Berlin, when there was really nothing to fight for, but they kept fighting. And it's just to get across the wasted lives. We've got a young German, he's a Hitler Youth. He's wearing his dad's old pants. His mother is running in from the side to try and pull him out of the situation because she knows it's useless. And here we have a Russian T-34 clambering over the rubble towards him while he's desperately trying to figure out what he was told and how to use the weapon. So it's just emphasizing the fact that there's no need for this. One of the things as well that's unusual about this tank is it's got what they call bed spring armor. And this was to counter weapons like the boy has, the Panzerfaust. And ironically, in Ukraine, the Russians are having to do something similar to counteract the drones. So it's come full circle.
Right. And then let's talk about this one. I was watching this one intently.
So this is from a situation that happened in Cologne on 6th of March 1945, where the Americans were trying to knock out a Panther tank that was based around the cathedral, and it was knocking Shermans out as they came towards it. This tank, the Pershing, had only been in theatre a few weeks, and it was going to be the replacement for the Sherman. Now, they rolled around the corner, the Panther commander looked at it, didn't recognize it, so assumed it was something German, and the Americans got off the first shot. This guy, Clarence Smoyer, up here. And it's a very famous picture that was taken right after the battle, so I was trying to get the figures to look as close as possible.
So you modified all the figures?
Yeah, most of them. All the heads I changed as well. And it was just trying to find figures that were in a roughly similar pose that I could just do a little bit of conversion on. I usually do dioramas, but ironically the last few competitions I've been in, the thing that I've done that's gone best has been a figure, this is my first big figure. If you're into...
This is the ghoul from Fallout.
Yes, if you're into post-apocalyptic, this is your boy. I tried a new technique here. I used inks in layers to get the right look of leather over the painting I'd already done. I managed to get cracks in his waistcoat with the leather, tried to make his shirt look as much like denim as possible, and his jeans. And it was just really good fun to do. It was something different, something that I don't normally do.
Right.
So it was nice to do that for a change. And I'm trying to get better at figures. I just went to a seminar and mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. You've probably seen Gary's stuff. I don't see how a human can actually do that, but I learned a bit anyway. But yeah, this is my spread.
Well, thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.
Beautiful work, man. As
Thanks a lot.
always.
Mixel, age 11, and I'm here to talk about my Harrier GR Mark III.
All right, so tell me about your Mark III here. What'd you do with it?
So I started it a while ago, then I started finishing up the body, primed it, got some more work done, put the camo on and decals. Then I painted all my gears, ordnance, put on gloss coats, more weathering, and it was a really fun kit.
Awesome. And what kind of paints did you use on that?
Few mission models, few acrylics, a lot of things I can't remember.
No worries. All right, what else do you want to talk about?
I guess my Yak 3.
All right, yeah, because your Yak 3 picked up a gold medal. So tell us about your Yak 3.
So it was on the Facebook page called the 72 Models, where we get on like a Zoom call and work on models for 3 days. This was the one that I was doing with my dad, and it took me a long time. I tried a new primer that was pink, because I figured why not try out a new idea. And then when I put it on, I realized it really wasn't the right primer, but I dealt with it and put on my silver, put on the camo, put on the decals, did weathering. I feel like I could have done the weathering better, but this was like one of my first models that I bought. But it was really fun to work on.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you, Isaac. I appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed the show.
I will.
Awesome.
name is Justin Hammontree. Been modeling since 2021. I mainly do aircraft. That's my subject of choice. Here I have a 132nd F-16 Tamiya. It's my favorite model. My dad used to work on the F-16s up on Hill Air Force Base, so kind of built this for him. But it turns out somebody else was actually a crew chief of this actual airplane, 476.
From your modeling group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it belongs to him, but I bring it to the shows.
Nice.
So on this I did, it's got the Quanta Studios cockpit. I did the Aries wheelbase. And then it has, I believe, mini craft. Or no, it has 3D shoot landing gear.
That stuff's nice.
Yeah, with all the wires and all that. And then all res kit, ordnance, fuel tanks, used MRP paint. And then something I did do different on this build is I put the green in there to make it look like the screws have been taken off and all the access hatches.
Yeah, like the primer.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
It also has a res kit nozzle. This is my dream build. I mean, the F-16 is just the top build for me. Like, I absolutely love it. But I also just recently did this YouTube at Hobby House. This is a really good kit. Actually put together really good. No real issues other than I didn't bend the wings before I got it all finished, so the turbo wheels don't actually touch the ground. But I did also purchase the Edward photo etch kit for it. But yeah, this is my first time ever doing a black paint job. All MRP paint. I used 3 different blacks for it, and then wanted to really do this sun bleaching, so I did a lot of white wheels on there. I did the same thing with the fasteners, you know, put that green primer, give it that look, that loose look.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Cameron Corliss, aka Wasatch Modeler. Here's a few of my builds. So we get into my Falcon FW190 diorama, and then this gets into my Kotare. Spitfire, only a few things added, basically just some fabric seat belts, and otherwise amazing kit. Here's my Trumpeter SPD Dauntless that I built a while ago.
Yeah, with the
Crazy
gorgeous weathering.
Thanks. Bunch of added aftermarket, and definitely played a lot with the chipping to show multiple layers underneath.
Yeah, I love it.
Speed brakes, that was the biggest pain in the butt. They're all photo etch. So that was half the kit at the time, I think. So this one's the mini art, the P47. Went together pretty well, but definitely not without its struggles. And try to work on a little bit of layering techniques on it, a lot of oil rendering. And this one has a full build series.
On your channel?
Yep.
Nice.
And then this one is upcoming. So I'm building the Horton 229 specifically with what's in the Smithsonian. So it's going to look like this out of a diorama and everything. But probably have the panels on the back off. So, you know, I don't cover up all the juiciness there. So that's going to be really fun. Full wood panel lamination coming off, all that fun. So,
And that's Wasatch Modeler on YouTube and Instagram.
yeah, mainly YouTube, but I'm getting better with Instagram.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Cameron.
My name's Scott Lords. Brett has asked me to share a little bit more about my 148 scale short Sterling. I built this 3 or 4 years ago. It's a Sanger vacuform kit, and it's the first and only vacuform kit I've ever put together. The thing that drew me to it was I came across the nose art in a book that I was looking through, and the story about this particular short Sterling and the squadron it flew with did a pretty significant but unknown thing during World War II, especially during D-Day. It flew what were called mandrel missions, and their job was to jam the radar, the German radar that would be picking up the incoming bombers and other Allied aircraft that were going to participate on D-Day. And the story caught my attention, and I thought, I got to have a model of that. And I knew that there were no injection molded kits available of short Sterlings, and I started to research it a little bit and started to formulate how I might steal some parts off of other kits like the Lancaster and the Bullfighter that Tamiya had put out. And it just kind of started to come together for me, and I bought the kit and jumped in with it. And the other models here on the table all have some kind of tie to D-Day. The Lancaster here was the first Allied bomber to drop bombs that night of June 5th, June 6th on some of the German gun defenses down in Normandy. It would have been one of those bomber aircraft that the Sterling would have been shielding from the German radar. And just my whole collection here, to me, it's really a fun part of my own collection because everything here has a tie to D-Day. And I have found a lot of other stories of different aircraft that are now in my stash that are ready to go
Waiting
for
to be built.
D-Day. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and that really, the big one that started it really was the short Sterling. And everything else that I've got here has been built since that one was. And yeah, it's just, I don't know if I would ever do it again because of how much time and effort it took. It took me about 3 years to build it, but that was not 3 solid years.
Right. Yeah.
I allowed myself a little bit of time to build some other things, and when I'd get tired of it or get frustrated with it, I would do something else. And then once I got a kit built or 2 kits built, then maybe I'll go back and grab that Sterling and see where I need to pick back up.
Awesome.
So,
well, thank you so much. I appreciate
you're
your
welcome,
time.
Brett. It's been good to meet you.
Hey, my name's Cameron, and I built this model of the USS Voyager, 1/670 scale. From the original run of the monogram run of kits of this model. Had to do quite a bit of work to get it in good shape. The monogram model had some serious flaws with it. These windows on the main hull were all wrong. They were all like giant rectangles, so I had to kind of divide every one of those windows up. Of course, drill them out, but none of them were drilled out, so I had to drill them all out for lighting purposes. And I did a few other things. The phaser strips are all 3D printed replacements, and the warp drills here are those are 3D printed replacements as well as also the disarmed intakes there. So there's a few 3D printed replacements there, just to kind of fix some of the minor issues with the original kit. And I added a lot of extra little details, like little rectangle 3D decals, these divider lines. None of that was there on the original mold, so I added all that. And I also did 3D printed some little rooms to go in the major large windows, just on a whim. I wasn't originally planning to do that, but as I was building it, I decided, what the heck, I'll do it.
And then for the lighting, is that a kit or is that all custom that you did?
It's all custom lighting, and I built a little circuit board to control the blinking, and the base is all custom.
You did the L-Cars thing by yourself?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I walked by this and I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then I walked by it again and started looking at it and I was like, whoa, that is awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Jay Burgeon. I'm with IPMS Las Vegas, and these are some of my recent kits. First off, the Revell AeroVet. Interesting little story with the way the color transitions on this one. I was actually working on a couple other kits, and one of the other YouTubers that I follow was doing a Mandalorian helm and had said that he was going to do it in the all-clad holomatic spectral chrome. Perked up. I've had that bottle of paint for 2 years. He sprays it, let it cure and everything else. He takes it outside, and you just see the rainbow effect.
Oh.
I spun around in my chair, and that was the first kit that I saw, and it's like,
nice.
we're doing
Yeah.
that on this. And let's see if it'll...
Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Love it.
But that was just a fun build. Next, was bored, wanted to do something a little different, so I did the 29 Ford Model A Roadster. I had to stretch the frame to get the Texas 3D custom engine to sit in there the right way, and turned around, and I also, it's painted in the same color scheme as your F4 Corsair.
Yep.
And I did something a little different just to have a little fun with it. The plug wires actually go red, white, blue, and gold.
Oh, cool.
Down both sides of the motor, just to have a little fun.
Yeah.
The Revell Chevelle, it's got a ton of aftermarket in it. It's got the seat belts. I did all of the wiring, and had even gone far enough where I even did the hoses for the power steering on it.
Ooh, nice.
Fun build, took 8 months, looked great. We took it out to one of the shows and hit a couple bumps on the way, and one of the pieces of foam that I had ended up landing on the top.
Oh,
and
man.
There's some little errors on the roof that kind of hard to see, but
Yeah.
I wanted to see what the difference was between the Revell and the AMT. So I did the AMT. This one too has got the aftermarket tires and wheels from Texas 3D Customs. The engine is from Texas 3D Customs. and it was the first time doing the bare metal foil, but I did the black that I had
Oh, for the window
for
trim?
the window trim.
Oh, I didn't know it came in black. That's cool.
Then the El Camino, huge El Camino fan, and that one, it's a midnight blue, and I can't remember who made the paint. Oh, it was Zero Paints that had made it, and depending on how you look at it, it'll look black. Let's see if I can.
Oh yeah, you can see
Or
the
it'll
blue
have
there.
the blue metallic.
Right. Nice.
But that was just another one of the fun builds. That also has a Texas 3D Customs engine in it, along with the tires and wheels. Then you've got the Walker Bulldog, which easy kit.
Classic.
The only thing that I didn't like was the rubber band tracks.
Yeah.
So it actually has 3D printed tracks.
Nice.
One of the other little things that I wanted to try just to see on that is, yeah, being a smoker, looking at the ashtray when I was working on this, it was like, wait a minute, I've got pigment binder, I've got cigarette ash. Let's actually do the exhaust.
Oh,
where
interesting.
it is the cigarette ash,
Interesting.
just to give it more of an ashy
Right.
contrast, like what you would see on most of the
Yeah.
tanks. But no, I got back into building in 2018 after taking a little bit of a break, marriage, kids, marriage,
Yep.
and after this last marriage, it was like, nope, I'm done, and got back into something that I enjoy, and started looking around to see if there was any clubs or anything like that in Las Vegas, and that's where I found IPMS Las Vegas.
Nice.
I've been with them since, and I'm now the chapter president for the club.
There you go.
So
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking us through
Definitely.
everything. You did great work. Hey everyone, it is the end of day 2 of the Rocky Mountain Hobby Expo. Got my co-pilot here. You might recognize him. This is Steve from Fuzzy's Ghost Models. I'll leave his contact info down below. But we just spent the last, what, 9 hours at the expo. Got to meet a whole bunch of amazing people. Steve, what do you mind? What did you think?
So this format is completely alien to what I've seen before, and it's awesome because it allows everyone to show off their stuff. There's not the pressure not to bring something because it's not show worthy. This one you bring everything, you get to see what everyone's worked on, what they're working on. Yeah, the format was fantastic, and the people were fantastic. Some of the people that Brett introduced me to that I met on my own, just great people. Like, spend hours and hours talking to them, so lots of inspiration too. Absolutely fantastic. So thanks for the invite down here.
Yeah, of course. I'm so glad you came. He came all the way from just outside of Toronto, flew down just to come to the show, and I'm so glad that he did. My first time getting to meet him in person. We've talked on, via text and video chat for a couple times, but it was a great show. Attendance was double what it was last year. They did 2 days this year, so we had kind of a half day yesterday from about 3 p.m. till 7 p.m., which was nice because it gives us time to set up. They got a lot of the judging done yesterday, so today was just walking around, talking to people, looking at amazing work. I think for me, the thing that I enjoyed seeing the most was that monogram B-58.
Fantastic.
Rescribed, beautiful metal work, all painted markings. It looked amazing. That was such a great treat to see that.
Yeah. The top 3 things for me was that B-58. Fantastic work to get that to that stage, and it looked great. The other one was that short Sterling.
Yes.
The 48 scale short Sterling from
Scott Lord, yep.
And then that Scavenger,
That science fiction scratch built.
Kit bashed. Massive.
Yeah.
Those 3 things will stay in my mind forever.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Sterling because that was another one that, and in fact, so for the special award that I sponsored this year, it was best shark mouth or nose art, and he hand painted this angel on the side of that Sterling. Yes. I had to give it to him. It was so good. Amazing. I mean, I pored over that model. I couldn't find a flaw.
It was beautiful.
So beautiful. Great, amazing work this year. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video so far and have enjoyed the interviews and hearing from these amazing modelers. I wish I could have gotten more. There was so many people there, and everything. We had seminars going on this year. Robbie, the model guy, was here. Another YouTuber doing a seminar. We had so a lot of people were off into the seminars, and I didn't get to catch everybody. But if you're watching this and you see your work in here, please make a comment down below. And it was a great show. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again, Steve, for coming out.
Thanks
all
for
the
having
way
me. Appreciate it.
from Canada. And we'll see you guys next year, hopefully.